Right now, over 70 million Americans are in the direct path of a dangerous storm system, and most of them have no idea what is about to hit. Strong tornadoes, destructive winds pushing 80 miles per hour, and hailstones the size of tennis balls are all on the table in the next 48 hours. If you live anywhere from Texas to Michigan, this video could save your life. And here is my promise to you. Stay with me until minute 5 and I will give you a full city-by-city breakdown of exactly when this storm hits your area, when it peaks, and when it finally moves out. But first, let me tell you why this storm system just got upgraded again. The Storm Prediction Center has now issued an enhanced risk that is a level 3 out of 5 for a massive section of the country. This is not your average spring thunderstorm. We are talking about a system that stretches from the Red River Valley of North Texas all the way up through Iowa. And here is the number that should grab your attention. Within this enhanced risk zone, there is a 10% probability of a tornado forming within 25 miles of any given point. That might sound small, but in weather forecasting, 10% for tornadoes is a big deal. That is the kind of number that makes meteorologists lose sleep. Now, here is the twist that most people are not talking about. There is a hatched area inside the tornado risk zone, and that hatched area means we are not just looking at regular tornadoes. We are looking at the potential for strong tornadoes rated EF2 or possibly even higher. An EF2 tornado carries winds between 111 and 135 miles per hour. That is enough to rip the roof off a well-built home. And this hatched zone covers Kansas City, Jefferson City, Des Moines, Springfield, Missouri, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and stretches all the way toward Dallas-Fort Worth. If you are in any of those cities, you need a plan tonight. But tornadoes are only part of this story. Do not skip ahead because the hail threat is something I have not seen at this level in weeks. There is a 30% chance of hail exceeding 1 inch in diameter across a wide swath of the southern plains and Midwest. And inside the significant hail zone, we could see stones reaching 2 inches across or larger. That is the size of a lime. That will shatter a car windshield. That will destroy a garden. Dallas-Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Omaha, and Des Moines are all inside this significant hail risk. If you have a garage, use it tonight. If you do not, find covered parking. And then there is the wind. The damaging wind threat covers an even larger area. We are looking at a 15% risk of winds exceeding 60 miles per hour across the entire enhanced risk zone. But here is the part that really concerns me. In the intensity level 1 zone, winds could push 75 miles per hour or higher. That is hurricane force. Let me say that again. Hurricane force winds are possible tonight across parts of Iowa, Missouri, eastern Kansas, and southeastern Nebraska. These are the kinds of winds that snap power poles, flip mobile homes, and send debris flying through neighborhoods. If you live in a mobile home in any of these areas, please make arrangements to be somewhere safer tonight. Now, I promised you the timing breakdown, and this is where it gets critical. Drop a comment right now telling me which city or state you are in, and I will do my best to give you a specific update. Here is the hour-by-hour timeline. This morning, we already have a mess of rain and scattered thunderstorms moving through Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Nothing severe yet, but this moisture is fuel. The atmosphere is loading up. Dew points are climbing into the 50s right now, and by this evening, they will surge into the mid-60s, even approaching 70 in parts of southern Illinois. That kind of moisture is rocket fuel for severe storms. By noon to 1 o'clock this afternoon, most of the morning rain clears out. This is the calm before the storm. But watch the dry line setting up near Oklahoma City and running south toward Dallas. This is where the first supercells will try to fire. Between 2 and 3 o'clock, expect the first discrete supercells to begin developing across North Texas and southeastern Oklahoma. These initial storms will be your hail and wind producers. Baseball-sized hail is possible from these early movers. By 4 o'clock, a second area of storms will fire near the surface low-pressure system across southern Nebraska and far western Iowa. These storms will initially produce large hail and damaging winds, but do not let your guard down because here comes the most dangerous window of the entire event. Between 6 and 8 o'clock this evening is when I expect the tornado threat to ramp up significantly. The low-level jet, which is basically a river of fast-moving air about 3,000 feet above the ground, will intensify to 60 to 70 knots. That low-level jet is the engine that spins up tornadoes. As it cranks up after sunset, supercells across eastern Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri, and the Springfield to Joplin corridor will have the best chance of producing strong, long-track tornadoes. The peak tornado window is between 7 and 11 o'clock tonight. If you live in Springfield, Missouri, Joplin, Branson, Fort Smith, Arkansas, or anywhere in that corridor, this is your critical window. Have your safe room identified. Have shoes by your bed. Have a flashlight and your phone charged. Do not go to sleep without weather alerts turned on. After midnight, the tornado risk begins to decrease across Oklahoma and Arkansas, but it does not disappear. There could still be a couple of tornadoes spinning up just after midnight. Meanwhile, a powerful line of thunderstorms will be racing across Iowa, through Kansas City and into central Missouri with damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. By 6 o'clock Saturday morning, storms will still be ongoing from Dallas-Fort Worth all the way into the Ohio Valley. And this brings us to the second day of this event. Saturday brings another round of severe weather. There are 2 slight risk areas, level 2 out of 5. One covers the Great Lakes region back into northeast Kentucky. The other covers central and east Texas, Louisiana, and the Deep South. Cities impacted on Saturday include Cleveland, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Cincinnati, Louisville, Nashville, Memphis, Little Rock, Shreveport, Monroe, Louisiana, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, and Montgomery. Saturday's main threats are damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour and scattered hail up to 2 inches. The tornado threat is lower on Saturday, but not zero. Watch especially around Memphis and the Monroe, Louisiana area for an isolated tornado or two. By Saturday evening, the line of storms crashes toward Houston and southern Louisiana. By Sunday morning, the severe weather finally takes a break. Sunday and Monday look much calmer. But here is what you absolutely cannot miss, and this is where I deliver on my promise. Do not stop watching because the pattern does not quit. Tuesday of next week, another storm system develops across the southern plains. The Storm Prediction Center has already flagged a slight risk of severe weather for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois. Damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes are all back on the table. And on Wednesday, a slight risk shifts into Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and parts of Texas. Thursday pushes severe weather into the southeast. So let me lay this out clearly for you. We are looking at roughly 6 straight days where severe weather is possible somewhere in the United States, Friday through Thursday. That is almost an entire week of active, dangerous weather. Now, here is the part that nobody else is telling you. After all of this severe weather, there are strong signals that an Arctic blast could push into the eastern United States around the middle of March. We are talking the 16th, 17th, 18th of March. Temperatures could plunge 20 to 30 degrees below where they are right now. There is even a signal for snow as far south as the upper elevations of North Carolina. Do not plant your garden yet. I repeat, do not plant yet. Even in the South, this pattern has one more cold punch left in it. Let me give you the full scope of cities that need to be on alert over the next 48 hours. In Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Waco, Abilene, Paris, Tyler, Lubbock, Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, Temple, Killeen, Bryan, College Station, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Corpus Christi, Laredo, and El Paso for wind. In Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Norman, Lawton, Stillwater, Enid, Muskogee, Bartlesville, McAllister, and Durant. In Kansas, Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, Lawrence, Manhattan, Salina, Emporia, Pittsburgh, and Dodge City. In Missouri, Kansas City, St. Louis, Springfield, Joplin, Branson, Columbia, Jefferson City, St. Joseph, Sedalia, and Cape Girardeau. In Arkansas, Little Rock, Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Jonesboro, Pine Bluff, Hot Springs, Texarkana, and Bentonville. In Iowa, Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Davenport, Iowa City, Waterloo, Sioux City, Council Bluffs, Dubuque, and Ames. In Illinois, Chicago, Springfield, Peoria, Rockford, Champaign, Decatur, Bloomington, Carbondale, and Quincy. In Nebraska, Omaha, Lincoln, Grand Island, Kearney, and North Platte. In Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, and La Crosse. In Michigan, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Kalamazoo, and Fort Wayne, Indiana, just across the border. In the Ohio Valley, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Louisville, Lexington, and Indianapolis. In the Deep South, Memphis, Nashville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Jackson, Mississippi, Shreveport, Monroe, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans. In the Northeast, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and areas of Pennsylvania. That is over 270 cities and metro areas across more than 20 states. Here is what I need you to do right now. First, comment below with your city so I can make sure you get a targeted update. Second, make sure you have multiple ways to receive severe weather alerts tonight. Third, if you have a tornado plan, review it with your family today. If you do not have one, make one before sunset. Fourth, charge your phone, grab a flashlight, and know where your safe space is. And in our next video, I am going to break down that potential Arctic blast headed for mid-March and what it means for late-season frost, your garden, and whether winter truly has one last surprise. You do not want to miss that one. Stay safe out there tonight.